Afro-textured hair is the natural hair texture of certain populations in Africa, the African diaspora, Australia and Asia, when this hair has not been altered by hot combs, flat irons, or chemicals. Each strand of this hair type grows in a tiny, spring-like helix shape. The overall effect is such that, compared to straight, wavy or curly hair, Afro-textured hair appears denser. Terminology. In many post-Columbian Western societies, adjectives such as woolly, kinky, nappy, or spiraled have frequently been used to describe natural Afro-textured hair. More recently, however, it has become common in some circles to apply numerical grading systems to human hair types. There are also natural hair care products used today for unprocessed natural hair, such as Cantor, Shame Moisture, African Pride, and Carol's Daughter products. One popular version of these systems classifies Afro-textured hair as Type 4, with the subcategory of Type 4C being most exemplary of this hair type. However, Afro-textured hair is often difficult to categorize because of the many different variations among individuals. Those variations include pattern size, density, strand diameter, and feel. The chart below is the most commonly used chart to help determine hair types. Structure. Different ethnic groups have observable differences in the structure, density, and growth rate of hair. With regard to structure, all human hair has the same basic chemical composition in terms of keratin protein content. Franberg et al. Have found that black hair may differ in the distribution of lipids throughout the hair shaft. Classical Afro-textured hair has been found to be not as densely concentrated on the scalp as other follicle types. Specifically, the average density of Afro-textured hair was found to be approximately 190 hairs per square centimeter. This was significantly lower than that of Caucasian hair, which on average has approximately 227 hairs per square centimeter. Lusoran found that Afro-textured hair grows at an average rate of approximately 256 micrometers per day, whereas Caucasian hair grows at approximately 396 micrometers per day. In addition, due to a phenomenon called shrinkage, Afro-textured hair that is a given length when stretched straight can appear much shorter when allowed to naturally coil. Shrinkage is most evident when Afro hair is wet. The more coiled the hair texture, the higher the shrinkage. An individual hair's shape is never completely circular. The cross-section of a hair is an ellipse, which can tend towards a circle or be distinctly flattened. Asiatic heads of straight hair are formed from almost round hairs, and Caucasian hair's cross-sections form oval shapes. Afro-textured hair has a flat and cross-section and is finer, and its ringlets can form tight circles with diameters of only a few millimeters. In humans worldwide, Asiatic hair is the most common, whereas Afro-textured hair is the least common. This is because the former hair texture is typical of the large populations inhabiting East Asia as well as the indigenous peoples of the Americas. Afro-textured hair strands can possess torsion twists where the hair strand turns around itself. These torsion twists may prevent the hair strands from coiling into tight curls, instead separating them and allowing the hair as a whole to have a fluffier, more undefined look. Evolution. Clarence suggests that Afro-textured hair may have initially evolved because of an adaptive need amongst humans' early hominid ancestors for protection against the intense UV radiation of the sun in Africa. With regard to the hypothesized recent African origin of modern humans, the author argues that Afro-textured hair was the original hair texture of all modern humans prior to the out of Africa Africa migration that populated the rest of the globe. According to Clarence, Afro-textured hair may have been adaptive for the earliest modern humans in Africa because the relatively sparse density of such hair, combined with its elastic helix shape, results in an airy effect. The resulting increased circulation of cool air onto the scalp may have thus served to facilitate the body temperature regulation system of hominids, while they lived on the open savanna. Afro hair requires more moisture than straight hair and tends to shrink when dry, instead of sticking to the neck and scalp when damp. Unless completely drenched, it tends to retain its basic springiness. The trait may have been retained and/or preferred among many anatomically modern populations in equatorial areas, such as Polynesians, Micronesians, Melanesians, Australoids and the Negrito, because of its contribution to enhanced comfort levels under tropical climate conditions.